Welcome to our channel. I'm your host today, and today we're diving into a heartfelt yet heart-wrenching story that's been weighing heavily on my mind lately. If you're here for an uplifting tale with a happy ending, this might not be it. But if you're ready to delve into the complexities of family dynamics, morality, and tough choices, then grab your tissues, because we've got quite a journey ahead. Let me set the stage. It's been just over a year since our dad passed away. He was my only parent, and despite the void his absence left in my heart, I found solace in knowing that he had provided for us, specifically, an inheritance that would support my sister and me as we navigated life without him. My sister is 27, and to say she's a handful would be an understatement. After losing Dad, she used her share of the inheritance to splurge on new cars and renovate our family home, which is now off limits to me since my brother-in-law made it clear I wasn't welcome there. I've always dreamed of becoming a doctor, but that dream has been put on hold as I plan to use Dad's money for tuition. But the path hasn't been smooth sailing. My sister and her husband are going through some serious health issues. He's battling heart problems and they need surgery urgently. The tension began building when my sister started dropping by frequently, venting about her husband's condition and hinting at financial struggles. She'd bring up Dad's money every time we spoke, and I would always change the subject quickly to avoid any uncomfortable conversations. But then came the moment of truth. She straight up asked me for help. "Can you lend us some money?" she pleaded, tears welling in her eyes as I sat with my aunt. "It'll just be a loan." STA. She explained that his surgery would cost an astronomical amount and that they'd pay it back within a year. But here's the kicker. That year is when I need to start applying for medical school. I felt like I was standing at a crossroads, staring down the barrel of my own future versus the immediate needs of my sister's family. The thought of jeopardizing everything Dad had worked so hard to provide for me was daunting. So I hesitated, then outright refused her request. Her reaction was explosive. She accused me of being heartless and cruel, saying that education is nothing compared to someone's health. She begged me not to let her become a widow and leave my nephew fatherless. It felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders as I tried to explain why I couldn't take such a risk. My aunt, who had always been the voice of reason in our family, suggested that others could help cover the costs. But most of Dad's friends had already distanced themselves from my sister and her husband due to his unpredictable behavior during Dad's illness. The emotional battle continued as she sent me pictures of her happy family life, a stark contrast to the reality I was facing. She wanted me to see what I'd be turning down, but all it did was make me feel even guiltier for not stepping in. One night, after another heated argument, I reached out to my closest friend for advice. He warned me that if I gave them money, they might never repay it, and I could end up sacrificing my future dreams. It felt like a betrayal of everything Dad had wanted for us. Days turned into weeks as the pressure mounted. Every time she texted or called, I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. What would happen to her family if I didn't help? Would our relationship be irreparably damaged? As I sat there contemplating these questions, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being selfish for focusing on my education while they were dealing with such dire circumstances. But then again, wasn't it selfish of them to put all their hopes on me when Dad's money had already been used elsewhere? It's a no-win situation, really. On one hand, you have the responsibility and love towards your family, and on the other, the hard-earned future that you're building for yourself. So here I am today, torn between two worlds. The person I've always wanted to be, and the expectations others have of me. And while this isn't an easy story to tell, it's one that needs to be told because we all face these tough decisions at some point in our lives. It's about finding a balance between compassion and self-preservation. If you're watching now and wondering how you would handle something like this, what would you do? Would you support your loved ones no matter the cost? Or prioritize your own future? This isn't just my story, it's everyone's story in one form or another. And while there might not be a clear-cut answer, that's exactly why we need to talk about these things openly and honestly. Thank you for listening today. Remember, whether you're supporting someone through tough times or standing firm on your own path, always stay true to yourself. Always stay true to yourself. If you liked this story, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep exploring the complexities of life together.